ESPN has released their official offseason plan for the Pittsburgh Steelers during the 2024 offseason, and today we're going to be reacting to everything the ESPN staff had to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers 2024 offseason. But before we get into this plan today, do me a favor, make sure you guys click that subscribe button because we're going to have the most extensive coverage of the Pittsburgh Steelers throughout the 2024 offseason. Breaking news coverage every time they make a signing in free agency, every time they make a trade, every time they have a draft pick. We are going to go live, or we're going to be going live with you guys, breaking news coverage, breaking down whatever the news of the day is. Then also, we're going to have extensive free agency and NFL draft coverage. So all that great stuff, scouting reports, targets, rumors, what the latest news is saying. We're going to have you covered with that as well. We got a weekly live show, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays. And oh yeah, it's all 100% free. So if you want to join the largest Steelers talk community right here on YouTube, do me a favor, click that subscribe button right now. So the topics discussed in this offseason plan for ESPN, the biggest offseason priority, the under-the-radar offseason priority, 2024 NFL draft outlook, and then the big prediction for the 2024 offseason. So make sure you guys stick around for that big prediction. But first, let's start with the offseason priority here, or the biggest one according to ESPN, which is to decide on a quarterback for the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this is what they had to say about this supposed biggest offseason priority. The Steelers thought they were drafting their next franchise quarterback when they selected Kenny Pickett with the 20th overall pick in 2022, but Pickett hasn't lived up to his first-round status in 24 games as the Steelers starter, with 13 touchdown passes and 13 interceptions. With Pickett effectively benched for longtime backup Mason Rudolph, it's fair to speculate on Pickett's future, even if coach Mike Tomlin and Pickett hasn't gone there yet. The Steelers are traditionally patient organization, and the impending hiring of a new offensive coordinator, now we know it's Arthur Smith, could be enough leeway to keep Pickett as the number one for another season. So my prediction here when it comes to Kenny Pickett is that the Steelers moved off of Matt Canada 1 year too late because of their loyalty, and the writing was on the wall, and they didn't care. And now with Kenny Pickett, same thing. Writing is on the wall, all right? The tape is the tape with him. It's not good. And despite that, I think they're going to waste another year with him as their quarterback in 2024. I hope that I'm wrong on that. I hope that they at least give him the best possible chance at success in Arthur Smith's offense. I think it does that. But call me skeptical that Kenny Pickett, based on what I've seen on his film these last 2 years, is going to be able to turn the corner in his third year in the league. Now, what I want them to do here is I want them to take a bigger swing at the quarterback position and go out and get a veteran that's capable of potentially winning a Super Bowl with this team. Because listen, man, Cam Hayward, his clock is ticking. He's probably got only one more year with this team before he retires, maybe two. TJ Watt's not getting any younger. All right, Minkah Fitzpatrick's not getting any younger. This team is ready to win now. All right, so I want them to make a splash for a veteran quarterback that can get them to a Super Bowl potentially. I don't think Kenny Pickett is going to do that. I don't think Mason Rudolph is going to do that. I think you go out and get somebody like a Justin Fields or a Russell Wilson or somebody along those lines that could potentially do it down the road, or if not this year. And right now, I don't think the Steelers have that quarterback. But let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. What should the Steelers do at the quarterback position this offseason? Type KP if you want to keep Kenny Pickett as the starter, or type MO for move on for a different quarterback to try and win a Super Bowl in 2024. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show, so YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. Then the under-the-radar priority here from ESPN is the secondary for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this is what they had to say about the Steelers secondary in their article here on ESPN. The Steelers have an all-pro safety in Minkah Fitzpatrick and a rising star in cornerback Joey Porter Jr. that the organization needs to build around them in the secondary. Veteran Patrick Peterson has been solid in his transition to being a dual-threat defensive back, but he's in the final years of his career, and the Steelers need at least one or two more starter-capable cornerbacks and safety depth. So listen, man, absolutely agreed that the Steelers need to address the cornerback and safety positions this offseason. But is it really an under-the-radar threat, if we're going to use that term? I mean, I think everybody knows, everybody and their mother knows that the Steelers need to address the cornerback position this offseason. So is this really an under-the-radar type of priority? I really don't think so. If you want a true under-the-radar priority here, How about we talk about the wide receiver position for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because I think a lot of people are assuming, hey, the Steelers got two good wide receivers, right? George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. But when you look a bit deeper here with Arthur Smith coming in as the OC, Deontay Johnson's not a good fit for this offense, all right? This offense calls for wide receivers to be big, good run blockers, all these different things, and that's just not Deontay Johnson's game. And now that Deontay just has 1 year left on his contract, now might be the perfect time for them to part ways with Deontay here and move on as they approach this new era of offensive football in 2024. I mean, you look at his numbers right there, 5'10", 183. I mean, Arthur Smith likes guys to be at least 6 foot, 190 pounds, and able to move a blocker off the spot. Deontay Johnson's not able to do that. He's never been able to do that, and I don't really see him being able to develop that skill set this late into his NFL career. Now, still to come here on Steelers Talk, we're going to go over ESPN's 2024 NFL Draft Outlook for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then we still have that big prediction that they have for this franchise heading into the offseason. But before we get into that, if you're looking for an awesome t-shirt that kind of celebrates the heritage of this organization, how about you get a nice throwback t-shirt from our friends at Fanatics? They got some fantastic off-season deals on all of their Steelers gear, and especially if you use our link right now, chatsports.com/throwback, you can get an even better deal on this awesome Steelers throwback helmet t-shirt to add to your collection today. Make sure you go to chatsports.com/throwback to get this t-shirt in your closet today. Then we get to the NFL Draft Outlook here from the ESPN staff, and this is what they had to say about the Steelers. The Steelers tried for the 11th most interceptions with 16, but the cornerback position is one that needs more talent, even after drafting Porter in round 2 last year. The Alabama duo of Terrion Arnold and Kool-Aid McKinstry could be of interest, but the front office could also surprise us and look at quarterbacks, though none of the round 1 passers are expected to be available where Pittsburgh is picking. Now, here's the deal when it comes to picking a quarterback early in this year's NFL draft. I don't see them drafting one this early. All right, first round, once again, don't see them doing it. I think if they're going to go with a rookie quarterback, it's going to be, or not a rookie, a young quarterback, it's going to be Kenny Pickett or it's going to be Justin Fields. I don't see them making that kind of investment in the first round yet again. But, they do talk about the cornerback prospects here, and I think that's absolutely a possibility for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here are the top 5 cornerback prospects from our friends at Pro Football Focus. We got number 8, Cooper DeJean from Iowa. Fantastic nickel-type corner, can play outside. He's like Brian Branch on steroids when it comes to athleticism, man. That guy's going to be a really good NFL football player. Nate Wiggins might be the best true outside corner in this year's draft. Very long arms. Reminds me a lot of Devin Witherspoon from last year's class, and he went top 5. Then you got Terrion Arnold, and that guy is a physical freak, man. That guy can run. That guy can change directions extremely quickly. That's exactly what you want to see from a potential number 1 corner. Kool-Aid McKinstry, extremely physical outside cornerback. Love his game as well. And then Ennis, I'm gonna completely butcher this. Rakestraw Jr. from Mizzou is ranked number 26 on PFF's big board. I'm excited to get into his film because I haven't seen him play all that much to this point. Now discuss it for me down there in the comment section. Who is the best cornerback prospect in the 2024 NFL Draft? Do you like Kool-Aid McKinstry? Do you like Cooper DeJean? Do you like Terrion Arnold and that athleticism that he has? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Who is the number 1 corner in this year's NFL Draft class? So now ESPN's big prediction is that the Pittsburgh Steelers will cut Allen Robinson, slot wide receiver. Okay, so this is what ESPN had to say about this move. They will cut veteran wide receiver Allen Robinson, who was a disappointment in 2023 with 34 catches for 280 yards. That move can save the Steelers $10 million on the cap in 2024, which is $1.9 million in dead money. Now, my question about this is that does ESPN really think that this is like a surprising move for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I mean, you can save $10 million by cutting a guy that was terrible last year? I mean, are you freaking joking me? Coop, the other thumbnail there. But if you want to see my big predictions for trades this offseason, you can go check it out on the channel right now. I got 2024 trade candidates for the Pittsburgh Steelers on the channel right now. I'm going to put the link to that in the comments and description of today's video. So if you want to see some surprising potential trade scenarios for the Steelers this offseason and some truly surprising moves, You can check it out right there. And my big prediction, all right? So this is going to blow the ESPN one out of the water here. The Steelers are going to trade for superstar wide receiver A.J. Brown to pair with George Pickens this offseason, all right? This would be a complete bombshell move by GM Omar Khan. And listen, is anyone going to put it past Omar Khan to make a move like this? I certainly won't. With A.J. Brown seemingly unhappy there in Philly, with the connection that Omar Khan has with Howie Roseman there with the Eagles, I think that if A.J. Brown demands a trade, the first call Howie Roseman is going to get is Omar Khan, because A.J. Brown, if you'll remember, became a superstar in Arthur Smith's offense. If I could ask Arthur Smith if he would like to have A.J. Brown back in his offense, I mean, he wouldn't even know what to say. He'd be like, give them whatever they want. So in this case, I feel like they would want Deontay Johnson. Okay, we already talked about him not being a fit. We already talked about him potentially getting traded, so we add him to this deal. And then we give up the first-round draft pick in this year's draft, number 20 overall. Would this trade be worth it for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section, because I think this is probably the least that the Steelers could probably give up in order to get a guy like A.J. Brown on their roster. So type A if you're going to accept this trade, or type D if you're going to decline it. Let me know what your thoughts are down there in the comments section. For me, I am accepting this 10 times out of 10. If you want a shout out on a future edition of Steelers Talk, all you guys have to do is click that follow button on my Twitter at Jack_Sperry. So here are some shout outs from the latest people that have followed me on my Twitter. So shout out to Mike Flores, Drew, Dylan, and Jerry. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. And if you guys want more Steelers content here on the channel, we got a bunch of videos just waiting for you right here on Steelers Talk. And if you want to get notified of every single time we put out a new video, we try to put out 2 a day for you guys during the week. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button for the most extensive Steelers coverage that you can find for free right here on YouTube.